From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning here on Mornings LALATE as big stimulus checks for SSI, SSDI, SSA, RB, and VB law and have been law since the month of March. And today we're going to go over these brand new massive stimulus checks for you, including low income. And they're huge. Then we'll be turning over to the unemployment stimulus and how to get those big stimulus checks as well in today's recording. But the big talk of the town, the big speak of the entire financial industry has been this, the new LALATE membership newsletter. Launched on December 23rd, it is revolutionizing the way financial news is reported. And at news.lalate.com/newsletter, you can go right and apply for incredible stimulus checks right now. Again, these are SSI, SSDI, SSA, RB. We'll go over the latest details across the board. Breaking news as we're going to look at supply chain disruptions going away because China restrictions have been lifted minutes ago. Big tech slump started the day, and also home prices fell dramatically. And the S&P is ending the year really badly. But the big news is massive stimulus. Massive stimulus for you, SSI, SSDI, SSA, VA, and RB. Stimulus checks since the month of March. Stimulus checks for low income. Stimulus checks right now. We'll go over the latest details of how to get these massive stimulus checks in December and then again in January. Then we'll be turning to PBT stimulus, then unemployment stimulus checks. And then right after that, we're going to tee up the proposed legislation for next year. Wow, that's exciting news. Then we'll be talking about how the new membership newsletter is revolutionizing the ability to get stimulus. You go right into that newsletter right now. Password was just updated minutes ago. It's at news.lalate.com/newsletter. I'm going to go over more about that, plus the latest details on this economy and how to get a sense of where we will be next year. The breaking news, the deliciousness, the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing on a brand new Mornings LALATE from the shores of Santa Monica, California, starting right now on this beautiful day after Christmas. Good morning, everybody. What a great day it is as the shores of Santa Monica heat up, and we have a lot of breaking news we're dealing with today. We're going to go over the latest details on this market, the latest details on your stimulus, and where we're heading across the board. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new recording, and I'm excited you're here from the shores of Santa Monica, California. We'll be going over massive stimulus and how to get that big stimulus and the latest details on the markets. The breaking news all starts right here, right now, on a gorgeous day of Mornings LA from the shores of Santa Monica, California. 18 months of stimulus checks, $3,000 a month, 5 checks per month. Heat up today's recording, and these have been lost since the month of March. You just found this recording today. Welcome. It's fast stimulus, paying out in 18 months, and you need 18 months of stimulus checks. It's a big week underway right now, and that week is a shorter week because of the Christmas holiday. But we're going to go into the latest details of where this economy is and where it's heading and the latest details on your stimulus. Starting with that stimulus. Massive stimulus checks right now for the month of December are landing. And these are for you if you're on SSI, SSDI, SSA, VA, RB. Been lost since the month of March. And these are massive stimulus checks right now. And where do you get them? In the membership newsletter at news.lalate.com/newsletter. That incredible newsletter relaunched on December 23rd. And now viewers are able to apply for those incredible 18 months of $3,000 of checks per month right now. And without a delay, let's go right into those incredible stimulus checks by looking and seeing where they came from, starting with Joe Biden. Back in the month of March, Joe Biden passed his executive actions, which established the first 3 checks, stimulus checks A, B, and C. And they're wonderful. Nearly $100,000 in those first 3 checks for you. And he did that very quickly in March. Viewers in this channel started getting them right away in March. And again, those are stimulus checks A, B, and C for SSI, SSDI, SSA, VA, RB, low-income stimulus checks. And they're absolutely incredible. Then came Congress, and Congress passed a series of bills together which establish stimulus checks E through K. And where do you get those incredible stimulus checks? In the membership newsletter. Purple Power, do it right now. Go right in this video, become a member, and get those incredible stimulus checks. Initially, you would get them in the newsletter delivered from me to you Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But for Christmas, as my gift to you, on December 23rd, I delivered a brand new second membership newsletter. It's at news.lalate.com/newsletter. You can watch this video right now. You can become a member right now, and you can go right into that newsletter right now. It's at news.lalate.com/newsletter. It's a password-protected website, and once you are in there, you grab the password from the most recent post for members on Channel 1, Channel 2, and Channel 3. It just changed minutes ago. It's a brand new daily password. You go right in and get those incredible stimulus checks. And let's look at those first three checks starting right now. Those first three checks are A, B, and C. And they're absolutely incredible. Stimulus check A is a $6,500 to $12,000 stimulus check. Been launched since the month of March. This is for you, SSI, SSDI, SSA, VB, RB. Get that incredible stimulus check across the board. How do we get them? You go under the video, become a member, then go into that brand new newsletter at news.lalate.com/newsletter and go and apply for those incredible checks. You also still get the old newsletter at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That still is delivered across the board. You're not done there yet because you're going to go get check B. Check B is huge because of $15,000 to $80,000, and this is the check that's helping people get 18 months of stimulus checks. 18 months of stimulus checks. You're going to need 18 months of stimulus checks. Why? Because you're going to have a 2-year recession is my prediction, 24 months. And these stimulus check Bs are the ones that are really helping people a lot because they're getting on average 18 months, $3,000 a month, 5 checks per month. It's fast stimulus. You can become a member right now. In addition to stimulus check B, you want to go get stimulus check C. In the membership newsletter, it tells you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. It's for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. And that incredible stimulus checks are for SSI, SSDI, SSA, RB, and low income. Do you want $30,000 of rent? Then become a member and get these incredible stimulus checks for stimulus check C. And what about this? Utilities. Do you want $15,000 of utilities? Become a member. And then combinations of checks. Well, niece who's at $23,000 as a member, she went to $50,000 of stimulus checks for SSI, SSDI, low income. Have you become a member yet? Become a member right now. Here's Mark. He was at $32,000. He went to $50,000. Then he went to $100,000. And then he got stimulus check B. He went to $166,000. And here's Lorraine. She was at $105,000. She went to $150,000. It's incredible. It's stimulus checks for SSI, SSDI, SSA. Anyone who makes $75,000 or less, you get them. Married couple, $150,000 less, you get them. How do you get them? You become a member. Then go right into the membership newsletter. And everyone's talking about this brand new newsletter. It's the talk of the financial industry. It's revolutionizing the financial industry. A newsletter live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, it's at news.lalate.com/newsletter. The link to which is in the description to the video and also in the pinned comment. Go right in there and grab that password from the most recent post and apply for those incredible stimulus checks. That's stimulus checks A, B, and C. But we're not done there yet because now we're going to go into the continuation of stimulus with what's going on right now with PBT, unemployment stimulus, and also that big new piece of legislation for 2023. PEBT stimulus is for people who were not given enough during the pandemic, and now they're getting caught up. And those stimulus checks are coming across the country, and the coverage of PEBT stimulus is ramping up on this channel. And PEBT stimulus is huge. The latest details is that the state of Arizona is sending out $391 PEBT checks to eligible families. It's absolutely wonderful. They're landing today. It's on a card, on a debit card. Next, is unemployment stimulus. You want to get this big unemployment stimulus. Why? Because you may be unemployed and you may be needing lots of checks. That's coming up in a second. Also coming up in a second is the continuation of new legislation in 2023. This is proposed, but let's go into some other stimulus checks which are law right now. In addition to stimulus checks A, B, and C, for members in that brand new 24-hour-a-day newsletter, you're going to go into get stimulus checks E through Q. Let's go to stimulus checks E through Q. Stimulus check E is a $7,500 stimulus check. Love it. Stimulus check F, a $4,000 stimulus check. Love it. Then stimulus check G, 30% off. Stimulus check H, $2,000. Incredible. Where do I get these? In the membership newsletter at news.lalate.com/newsletter. Grab the password for the most recent post on any of the 3 channels. Same password for all 3 channels. And then stimulus I, $8,000 stimulus check. Great. Stimulus check J, $8,000. Stimulus check K, $14,000. Love it. Next up, stimulus check L, $100,000 on average of a loan industry money. And then M, a $4,000 stimulus check. Incredible. Stimulus check N. Did you get that Christmas gift? Well, here's another Christmas gift for you. A brand new tablet, computer, a laptop with free internet. It's Stimulus N. Go right into that membership newsletter right now while watching this video. If you're not a member, become a member like the 100 people that are joining almost every 48 hours and get that Stimulus N brand new tablet, computer, and laptop. And then we go to Stimulus O, which is 0 down payment, 0 closing costs for a brand new mortgage. And then P and Q. P is a 3% on a refi, and Q is a gorgeous $8,000 stimulus check. And there you go. Those are your big, bold, beautiful SSI, SSDI, SSA, RB, low-income stimulus checks. They're absolutely incredible. Here's a couple things more to know about them. Largest check, $100,000. Smallest check, $8,000. Fastest routing time, 2 days. Giant start on Monday, by Wednesday at $45,000. These are for you. This is federal. This is for Americans, not for any particular state. This is for you. SSI, SSDI, SSA, RB, low income. And here's how the year ends with this. These checks launched in March, and I had the recording the day they became law in March. Viewers have been getting these checks since March and getting their bills paid since March. And let me show you how much money is in their wallet tonight because of that, or this morning. Here's the example. Lynn Glenn is getting her rent paid, her utilities paid every month by these stimulus programs. So let's just choose a number, $3,000. She does not have to take $3,000 out of her wallet in March to pay for the bills, or in April. Doesn't have to take out $3,000 out of her wallet, or in May, doesn't have to take out $3,000 out of her wallet. Every month, she doesn't have to take money out of her wallet to pay her bills because she got the stimulus covered on this channel, and it's been law since the month of March. How does this add up so quickly? Let's look at it right now. After 4 months, if someone has $3,000 in bills per month, after 4 months, you have $12,000 extra in your wallet because you're not having to pay for those bills. The stimulus programs are. After 10 months, how much is in your wallet? $30,000. That's how we rock and roll. And these incredible stimulus checks. Go right in this video and get these incredible stimulus checks for SSI, SSDI, SSA, RB, and low income. What are these stimulus checks for? We have stimulus checks for home repairs, home appliances, the car, the computer, the free internet. We have stimulus checks for virtually everything, the computer, the car. And so important to understand is that these have been lost since the month of March. Do not wait. Welcome to joining this channel and watching this channel this beautiful morning. Our thoughts and prayers are with those people in those cold climates tonight that are trying to, this morning, they're trying to dig out of all that snow drift. But please get these incredible stimulus checks. Go right in the video, become a member, and go right into that brand new newsletter that is now live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that everyone and their sister and brother is talking about in the financial news space. Now, in addition to those stimulus checks, there is also other stimulus checks for SSI, SSDI, VA, RB, low income that are proposed. Everything in this recording is law with the exception of what I'm about to go over right now. This is the only thing in this recording that is proposed, not law yet. They want to give you a $200 monthly raise of your benefits and a $2,000 one-time stimulus check. Why? Because you were left behind. Earn this recording when we went over the PB checks for the families in Arizona, $391. That's for what happened in 2021. They were left behind. So what do they want to do now? They want to get you caught up as well. How? Because you were left behind, also during the pandemic. $200 per month, and then $2,000 one time to get caught up. It's a series of legislations introduced over the last year from Republicans and Democrats, House and Senate. They want to merge together across the board. They also want to end the marriage penalty, remove the income cap, lower the eligibility age for Medicare, and remove the asset cap. Hashtag SS200, hashtag Borough Power. Advocate for this right now. Let's go to unemployment stimulus. Unemployment stimulus is so critical because more of you are getting unemployed, and you need to know how it's done. And if you have friends or family, you need to teach them how it's done as well. This is for anyone who is a W-2 employee who was walked up to by the employer recently, said, "Ma'am, sir, you're fired." Any W-2 employee who has been fired needs to get unemployment stimulus checks right now. And this is thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. Step one, go to your state's Department of Unemployment and file the claim. File the claim, and in step one, you're asked 3 questions. The first question is the most critical. What date were you fired? Don't mess this up. If you were fired October 1st, say October 1st. Do not say today's date in December, because that will cost you months of stimulus checks. Put in October 1st. Then it's going to ask you, are you willing to work? Yes. Are you able to work? Yes. You must answer yes and yes to both of those 2 questions. What do they mean? Am I able to work? That's, are you physically able to work? You must answer yes. Are you willing to work? That's a mental question. Are you willing to actually mentally work? The answer must be yes. And there you go. Your claim is approved on step 1 for unemployment stimulus checks. Next up, stimulus checks for each week. Let's go to step 2. Once you have your claim approved, then you need to ask for assistance every week that you were unemployed. In fact, you don't even have to do this. The website will do it for you. It'll say, okay, your claim is approved. Do you want checks for that first week you're unemployed? Yes, I do. So it'll send you through week 1 of your unemployment, and then when you're done, it'll do week 2, and then week 3, and bring it all the way up to the present. Here's a couple of things to know about this. First, you can never be too late. So if months have passed since you were laid off as a W-2 employee, go there right now, and you'll get a massive amount of checks that first payment. Number 2, you can be too early. It'll tell you if you're too early. And finally, it's important to know that if you lose power outage or something goes down, like the computer or the cell phone, don't worry. It'll recognize where you picked up, where you left off at, and will pick up right there. And there you go. Those are your incredible stimulus checks across the board. Here's what's important for you to note this morning is that this is the state of stimulus. This is the state of stimulus. This is the way the stimulus has been done all this year. And as we approach January, the viewers of this channel have been getting these stimulus checks for now how many months? Every month except January and February, because they weren't around then. They got them March all the way to December. That is what? 9 months? So they have gotten 9 months of stimulus checks this year. The person who sat around and talked and walked about something that's not happening got nothing. And as 2023 starts, that person is coming over here. Because why? This is the way stimulus is done now. There will be no other way stimulus is done in 2023. This is the way it's done right now. It was done this way all of 2022. This is the way it's going to be done all of 2023. So go right in this video, become a member. Then go right in and apply for checks. And as I find you more checks, I feature them in this incredible newsletter from me to you Monday through Friday. Actually, newsletter 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on news.lalate.com/newsletter. And with that, let's continue with the breaking news that we're looking at right now, because it is a lot of breaking news. It's the first trading day of the markets since the Christmas holiday. And the markets have struggled extensively, and we're seeing a little bit more of those struggles right now. We started the markets with a big tech slump at the opening today. That red graphic, that red bar is accurate. That was what it was just about an hour ago. The Dow's up 93.44. You see it right there. And the NASDAQ down 79.74 because big tech struggled at the opening. Apple started the day down 2.1%. Amazon down 1.8%. Microsoft, Meta, and Salesforce were also slightly down. And Tesla, not on the NASDAQ, slumped 6% on the news that it was pausing production in China. Wow. The day started with really great news for you and I because China restrictions because of COVID were lifted. This is big and it helps you a lot. Why? Because China restrictions because of COVID cause supply chain disruption here in the United States. And that supply chain disruption here causes less products to be available, more inflation, less revenue at the businesses, and potential more layoffs. The last elements of those China COVID restrictions were lifted today, which was travelers into China will no longer have to be quarantined starting in early January. This is big news for you. Everything from iPhone sales, everything from products coming to the United States. This is great news because you remember how we started this year with China as one of the two causes of supply chain disruption. Now it's easing and going away. The second major story we started today was with the Case-Shiller home sales report. Released shortly before sunrise today on the West Coast, it fell. Home prices fell in the month of October for the fourth consecutive month, according to the S&P Case-Shiller report obtained by LALATE News this morning. This is the tracking the U.S. housing market. Now, this is interesting. Let's look at this data very slowly because this is fascinating. It's down for the fourth consecutive month. But the falls are only about 0.5%, less than 1 percentage point. We are still up 9.2% year to date. Because we are so up year to date, these falls are so small compared to how much we're up. Again, we are up 9.2%. This is price of homes being sold in the United States, up 9.2% since last October 2021 to 2022. They're still up 9.2%. But we're still coming down a little bit every month, about 0.5%. Jeffrey Roach, chief economist at LPL Financial, tells LA News, as the Fed tightens financial conditions, the housing market will likely slow further into the coming year. However, low inventory for homes available for sale should soften the impact and insulate the residential market from a redo of the great financial crisis. Wow. Today is a shortened week for the financial markets. We were closed yesterday. Today we are reopened. And guess what's going on? S&P right now is on pace for its seventh most negative year since 1928. Since 1928, there have only been 20 years where the benchmark index finished more than 10%. But 2008 and 2002 saw the worst losses ever. Those were down substantially. Are we going to see those? No. Now remember, 2008 and 2002 is the last two recessions. Those were down 23 and 38% those years, and the worst year was 1928, where we were down 47%. So how does this mean? What does this mean for you and I? It means for you and I, it's a very bad year this year, seventh worst year for the S&P, but if all indications are correct, 2023 is going to be worse because 2023 is the start of a 2-year recession. And what does a 2-year recession look like? I'll have the latest details on that in the big second half. Stock futures opened up slightly at the opening today on the hope that a Santa Claus rally would finally formulate, but it really didn't formulate. The fact that we have a $93 pop right now in the Dow is not substantial enough to give us a Santa Claus rally. Big trouble, because if there's no Santa Claus rally in December, and January is always down, January could be down even more. In the big second half, we're going to go over how to get a sense of what's happening in January. This is big news, and this is very important for you. We're going to go over the indicators of where this economy is and where it's going, and those indicators will manifest themselves in the first 2 months of 2023. We're going to look at the indicators and what they suggest, and then we're going to go over our predictions. I'll jump in the live chat with you, so get ready to loosen up those fingers. Get ready to type. We're going to go over where these indicators are going to go and how we're going to get them to give us guidance on where we're heading. Have you become a member? Make sure you do. Get that great new, brand new membership newsletter open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Grab the password. Just changed 15 minutes ago. It's the same password for channel 1, channel 2, and channel 3. Go right in and get those incredible stimulus checks right now. This is the way stimulus are done this year. This is the way the stimulus is going to be done next year. There's no other version of stimulus. This is the way it's done. This is law. These incredible stimulus checks are paying out 18 months, $3,000 a month, 5 checks per month on average. You need it because a 2-year recession, which we're going to discuss after the commercial break, is 24 months. You need 18 months of stimulus checks to survive a 24-month recession. Well, the latest details on that and more as we continue with the toast toastin', the butter and the coffee brewing, as Mornings LA continues on air from the shores of Santa Monica, California.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues with bad audio. For the shores of Santa Monica, California. Hope you have a beautiful day, and wow, what a day it is. Big stimulus is available to millions of Americans, and the audio will clear up in just a second, but the big stimulus is heating up as we wait for those latest unemployment numbers coming out in less than 48 hours. For the shores of Santa Monica, California is a big day, and boy, are we excited. In this big second half, we're going to go over the latest details on where this economy is going and how it's heading there. It's a big day, and it's a big broadcast with lots of money at issue and lots of exciting details. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, let's get to the details starting right now. One of the things we're looking for in the new year is whether the economy manifests a 2-month recession, a 2-year recession. And one of the things we're looking at in the next 24 to 48 hours, and certainly in the next week, is the labor report, the non-farm payroll, and the Fed speak. These data points will come in the soonest for us to look at on this channel. The labor report likely would come in on Thursday. It will give us the new jobless claims numbers and the continuing jobless claims number. The non-farm payroll report comes potentially at the end of this month and certainly the next month, and that will give us the unemployment rate and also the number of jobs created. And then finally, those Federal Reserve governors come back from vacation and they give us the Fed speak. Those are the indications that we're looking at in this economy, get a sense of where we're heading. And how do we do this as a family right now? Let's do it right now with incredible details of what's at issue, starting this beautiful morning. Labor is perhaps one of the most clear indication of whether we're going to have a 2-year recession or a 2-month recession. A 2-month recession is a light recession. A 2-year recession is a dark recession. My prediction, of course, has been 2 years. Labor. We're going to watch as a family on the Purple Power family here on the 3 channels to see whether labor rates fall apart. Let's look at it right now. Jobless numbers. Will jobless numbers surge And will they surge to 260,000? That would be the warning signal. New jobless claims right now in this U.S. economy are about 216,000 a week, 215, 220,000. If they surge to 260,000, we have big trouble. Next, labor. Number of continuing jobless claims, currently at about 2.6 million per week. If that number surges to 2.75 million, that's a very good indication of a 2-year recession. And then the unemployment rate is not released once a week, it's released once a month in the non-farm payroll number. If that surged to a 3% unemployment rate, that's a big warning signal of a 2-year recession. Besides labor, we can also look at housing as a very good indication of whether it's a 2-year recession or a 2-month recession. If mortgage rates surge to 7%, get ready for a 2-year recession. They've surged from 3 to 6, and then they settled out a little bit. But if they jump once again to 7, big trouble. Inventory levels. Could inventory levels go to 90 days? That's for how long a house sits on the market unsold. If it does, big warning signal of a recession. That's what happened with the last recession. And then builder confidence. It's already at historical lows, but could it get worse? If it does, that's very indicative of a 2-year recession. This next graphic, however, is the graphic that most people are waiting to see manifest itself, because this is the graphic that everyone understands and understands as suggestive of a bad recession. Debt levels, default rates, and savings gone. First, debt levels are already at the historical highs we've ever seen in this U.S. economy, says American Express and Bank of America. The debt levels are because of credit card debt spending out of control. Default rates will grow, but when? This has not happened yet. This is what we're watching for in January and February. Will Americans default on their credit card debts because they cannot pay it? And when will those defaults happen? If it does happen, it would likely happen in about a February, the viewers of this channel believe. And finally, the savings gone. This is a very, very big topic of discussion. And I'm going to take 2 analysts' reports, or 2 people's reports together, and then put mine as a third. Jamie Dimon, head of JP Morgan Chase, says that American savings accounts are going to be gone in spring of 2023. I believe he's referring to middle-class households, namely lower middle-class households. Number 2, economists at KPMG says no, savings accounts are already gone. I believe she's referring to low-income savings accounts. So let's do 4 different facets of this economy. 1, low-income households. Are the savings accounts gone? Absolutely. Lower middle class. Are the savings accounts gone? They're about to be gone. Middle class, just right in the middle of middle class. Are their savings accounts gone? No, they'll be gone in spring of 2023, says Jamie Dimon. And then upper middle class, I say their savings accounts are gone by summer of 2023. All of this is bad. All this is bad because if the savings accounts are gone, then you cannot afford to pay for the credit card debt. And if you can't afford for the credit card debt, you go into default. And this is among the subject matters we're watching on the channel around the clock. Now, the next indication of a very dark 2-year recession would be this graphic, the manufacturing index. If manufacturing contracts in this U.S. economy, then that means we're not growing, and that means there's big problems on the horizon. Next, 4th quarter corporate earnings and forward guidance. This starts in January, continues very strongly in February. And what are we looking for here? We're looking to see where the corporations say, our 4th quarter was just horrible. We did not deliver in October for Halloween. We did not deliver in November for Black Friday, and we had nothing for after Christmas sales. That's what we're watching to see come around January. The 4th quarter corporate earnings for Americans, corporations, and also their forward guidance. If they say they had a very, very bad 4th quarter, and 2023 is going to be very bad because of macroeconomic pressures, that means 2-year recession. And they say, December was great. We had great sales. We had lots of business. We had a record demand for our products in December. Then that suggests a 2-month recession. It doesn't suggest a long recession at all. So that's why this channel is so critical for you and I come January and February to watch those corporate earnings. If the corporate earnings are very, very bad for 4th quarter when released in January and February 2023, get ready for a 2-year recession. If they're not so bad, the average of them is decent, get ready for a 2-month recession. There you go. So now let's go over my predictions and what do I think. You jump in the live chat right now, and I'm going to read your comments. I'm going to read your comments on air. Do you think it's going to be a 2-year recession or a 2-month recession? Jump in the live chat right now, and I'll read your comments on air. Here's my predictions. First, I believe that the average company will say they had a bad fourth quarter. And I think their forward guidance will be that 2023 is not going to be any better than 2022. It may actually be worse. Then I believe the bond market will go up. The stock market will drop substantially, down about 40% more to 50% more. And crypto is going to go lower. Bitcoin is going to go under 15,000. Ethereum is going to go under 1,000. Blue chip stocks are not going to be the bellwethers they once were. I believe default rates will jump substantially come February, and I agree with you. That's what you said. You said the holiday spending, those travel and airline and hotel bookings are going to put people over the edge. And then I do not believe that inventory levels for real estate will go to 90-day highs. I don't think that's going to happen. But I believe builder confidence will drop, and the mortgage rate will go to 7%. I also do believe that the labor claims we see on the screen will hit exactly where it is right now. So what do you think? Where do you think this economy is going? And your predictions have generally been right across the board. It usually takes time for us to get it filtered through this economy. And it's a full house of people in the live chat right now. Wow. There's just a lot of people in the live chat right now. So what's important to remember is that these indications suggest whether it's a 2-year recession or a 2-month recession. My prediction, 2-year recession. My prediction, 2023 is much more worse than 2022. And with that, let's go back into stimulus. I'm going to use the Lynn Glenn example again. The Lynn Glenn example is so critical. March 2022, she's watching this channel. She hears me, gets stimulus. She goes into the membership newsletter. She gets stimulus checks starting March. And let's just use a number for her. Let's just say $3,000 is what she got for the month of March, every month and every month thereafter. So in March, she didn't have to pay for those bills. She kept $3,000 in her wallet. And then come the next month, she kept $6,000 in her wallet. Then she kept $9,000 in her wallet. Then $12,000. Every month that adds up because she's not having to pay for the bills, someone else's. And then suddenly, 4 months, that's $12,000 in her wallet. 10 months, that's $30,000 in her wallet. It adds up. So this is how you do it, and this is how you rock and roll. The donut guy that didn't do this sat around and looked at the mailbox. 9 months have passed since he's looked at that mailbox. He's lost out on 9 months times an average of $3,000 a month. He's lost out on $27,000 by standing by the mailbox. 2023 is not going to be different. This is the way stimulus is done right now. This is how you get stimulus right now. You go right in this video, become a member right now, and you get these big stimulus checks. There will not be another monster Nancy Pelosi $1.7 trillion stimulus package. There won't be another one because, one, Nancy Pelosi is not Speaker of the House. Number two, the Democrats don't control the House anymore. So you're going to have these sort of sporadic executive order stimulus items like I cover on this channel. You'll see like a stimulus, what's after Q? Whatever's after Q. You'll see a stimulus after Q. And you'll see these sporadically. They won't be headline news. It won't be a $1 trillion package with 15 prongs to it. No, there'll be these sporadic items here and there, and I will feature them and go in the membership newsletter. That's how you stay ahead of the ball game. Coming up next is Noontime's 11 o'clock show. It's Home LA back on this channel. And then we have a brand new evenings tonight at 5 o'clock. Meantime, did you notice something? I noticed it. Whatever happened to the Christmas decorations? Yeah, I did not have time to put out the Christmas decorations on set today, although, you know, the frame of the shot is so tight now, I don't know how you would see the Christmas decorations. In prior years, the frame was not as tight, and in prior years, there was less flowers on set. So there was a lot of room to get Christmas decorations on the set. Moreover, I noticed something tonight on Evenings LA. Where was the Christmas show? Forgot the Christmas show? Yeah, I sort of forgot the Christmas show. I just don't know how that happened. Now, we saw the Christmas tree. We saw me at the Christmas tree park buying the Christmas tree. We saw the Christmas tree in the set or in the studio. We saw the Christmas tree with the lights on it. But you didn't get a Christmas special. That is, yeah, I don't know how that happened. So we did everything about Christmas down to practically me showing up as Santa Claus on set, but we didn't have it as a special. So, we try our best. Coming up next is Home LA, back on at 11 o'clock. And with that, become a member. Welcome to the brand new 100 members who joined this channel in the last 48 hours. You're watching America's most watched show for financial news in America for the subject matter. Number 1, number 3 overall for financial news with 3 channels, LA 1, LA 2, and LA 3. Make sure you subscribe to all 3 channels. Tell your friends and family, come on over. Build the community. Build the Purple Power community. Tell them, come on over. Share the videos. Tell them, watch LALATE, because this is where big stimulus is. Grow the community. Watch for one another. Ensure that one another is always safe and happy and pleasantly surprised. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing. I'll see you back at 11 o'clock as Home LA heats up and LA Live picks up as well on all 3 channels. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay LA for more.